Yep.
That is
Starting it
crazy.
up.
Is working?
Yep.
All
Getting it
right.
up on here.
We'll try this again. Hey everybody, it's Brad
And I'm Claire.
with the Big Family Homestead, and we cannot say no to the live stream. No, we can say yes because we're here live in the cemetery, which is weird because why is that the one spot that everything just comes together? It all just converges. And so we're going to try this again. We got our stuff, we got our things. I just got to do a few more things real quick to there. And then,
We'll just share.
that's fine. That's fine. That's crazy. It looks good. Well, anyway, we're back. Hey, Deb. Hey, Rick. Seven Sprouts. Oh, I think that's a different one. See how it's kind of staggers?
Hmm?
Yeah. See, it just keeps doing that one.
Hold on.
Hold on. We're almost there. But as you can see, our scenery is delightful. And so we will be the first to know if the zombie apocalypse happens because we'll be easy targets, easy picking. All right, cool. Hey, Jokev. Yeah, we're, or Yokev, trucking it up. Okay, so where did we even leave off?
We were talking about bad internet.
Bad internet.
And how we went, and we had just finished talking about the country wireless dude.
Yes. Now this company says that they're going to be able to fix it to where we got full LTE, and if that's the case, then we'll be able to do live streams pretty much all the time because they're unlimited in their data plan, and also then I might be able to even start doing the Bible devotions again during the day, during the mornings, and we just couldn't do it because of the limitations of our data. So
Yeah.
I'm talking to this guy tomorrow. So fingers crossed, eyes crossed, all kinds of things.
Dot your I's and cross your T's.
Yep.
Or dot your T's and cross your I's.
Cross your eyes. Here, but let me show you guys where we're actually at. It's kind of funny. So, yep, that's right. We are in the cemetery. And what's nice is there's not a lot of people going crazy here or anything like that. They're just kind of hanging out. And there is the lake right across the street. So we'll try this again. Here we go. Don't want to get anybody all Dramamined out. All right. Okay. So we're hoping that the internet works. Oh, you were talking about Nelson's Berry Farm.
Oh yeah. So I mentioned, that they put the runners back into their row by hand, which is really crazy. And then after we went past the strawberries, we went and saw the blueberries, and then after that the raspberries. But they have their fall harvesting time and then their summer harvesting ones. But the fall were so good.
Oh yeah.
They were the best I've ever had. And I don't really like raspberries because normally they're super sour.
Well, and what's crazy to me is that these plants, his raspberry plants, they had to be pushing 4 feet tall as like the normal height of them.
Yeah.
And he said that in the late fall, when they're done, bearing, they cut it to the ground.
They mow them all down.
Mow them like
every
grass.
year, and they
just come right back that fast.
Yeah, and then they showed us their asparagus field, which was really cool.
That was really cool.
I had never seen an asparagus plant, and so
it just looks like dill.
Yeah, it looks like dill, and I was kind of in shock. I was like, what is this stuff? And I almost stepped on it until they said, this is our asparagus, and I was like, whoa.
Well, and what's cool about that is they only have a very limited amount of space for their asparagus, but she said that when it's season, they'll go in and harvest 50 pounds a day for the entire season.
And you can get good money for fresh asparagus.
Oh yeah. Seven Sprouts says my blackberries do the same. I'm assuming for the raspberries. It's crazy. It just the amount of output that those plants give, and they're not completely to the ground. That's pretty impressive.
It's pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. Let's get the important stuff out of the way. We are going to have a get-together, a meetup, where we're going to hang out with you guys, and it's going to be hosted at Will over at the Weekend Homestead, his channel. Wait a minute, here we go. Here comes somebody. They're wondering why you sit there in the cemetery.
Oh, he waved.
And he waved.
He's a friend. I don't know if he's actually a friend, but he's a friend because he waved at us.
Yeah, what are those idiots doing?
Yeah. So the meetup is in September. It's September 29th through the 31st, right?
Last weekend.
The last weekend. So I'm not sure if there's 31 days in September. But anyway, it's really fun. We did it last year.
Yep.
And I was kind of skeptical. I'm just very skeptical going into these things. I'm like, oh, they're going to be crazy people. But we still keep in touch with a lot of people that we even met from the first get-together.
That's true. That's true.
And so it's just really good to create community. So.
Royal Yada, what time do we have? We have 7:25. That's what time we have, and that is in PM. So, oh, something else that's kind of crazy. Last night, I woke up to the sound of a lot of coyotes.
Me too.
And they were right outside our window. I couldn't quite make them out in the darkness, but they were not far. They were only probably maybe 100 yards away from the house. And fortunately, the animals were penned up and everything was fine. But that would have been an interesting thing just because of the way that we have our animals in different paddocks. Mm-hmm. And the little ones are not anywhere the donkey is. See, like a donkey will actually stomp out a coyote like that, not a problem. But the little ones were not in the same pen. Fortunately, for whatever reason, we actually had them all in the same spot and they were all put up.
Yeah.
So that was good because you even heard them too.
Yeah, I woke up and I thought it was Daisy, our dog, because she sleeps in our room. And so she was awake, and so I looked, I was like, what is your problem? And then I fell back asleep.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you being loud? Just be quiet.
Yeah. So we may have to do some business tonight. I may have to get out there and kind of just wait and see, you know, just make sure that everybody's okay and those coyotes only have a one-way trip. That might be nice. Okay. We have also coming up this week a solar video. I have been working with the Kodiak system by Energy for 6 months now. And we've been changing the configurations and testing it out. And I'm going to show you guys what my conclusions are after using it for quite a long time. But I will, spoiler alert, it's an awesome system.
Definitely worth it.
It's awesome. And it's so small and it's light. It's only 20 pounds. Anyway, I'll talk about that later. Channel shout out time, guys. Now is the part of the evening where you're not only allowed to shout out channels, you're encouraged to shout out channels. Even do a shameless plug of your own channel. So on the count of 3, the 1, 2, 3, you will start shouting out, and Claire will read as many as she can, and then we'll give you ours. So on your mark, get set, start shouting out. Go, go, go.
There's a lag.
There's a lag, I know.
Hardiness Approach, Critter Kid 12 channel. Hayes, oh no, that's saying. Feeler Family Farm, Roots and Refuge, Doug and Stacy, New Tutora, Out of Goshen, Upgrade with Doug and Stacy, Moss Family TV, Boss of the Swamp, Life in UP, Recipe Archaeology, Out of Goshen Living, and Living on a Dime.
Bumblebee Junction,
119 Ministry, Homesteader Bob, Rain Country, 180 Average, 7 Sprouts Farmstead, Hercules Candy, She's in Her Apron, Deep South Homestead.
She's got this. Oh, somebody else is coming.
My Gardener, Parsnips and Parsimony, Joe and Zach Survival. They're slower than you.
They're coming by.
Alicia Drapu, Thrive Life, Jesse James, Homestead, Deep South Homestead, The Adaptive Maritimer, Baylor Homestead Farm, or Family Farm, Kathy Drapu, Living on a Dime, Freaking Frugal, Deep South,
Frugal,
Weekend Homestead, Sorry Hilder, Prepster to Rob, Boss of the Swamp, Linda's Pantry, Kelly.
All right, take a breath, take a breath. Bumblebee Junction, here we go. Okay, so take a breath. Our channel shout out is actually Claire's channel shout out of the evening because, to be quite honest, I didn't have a moment where I had been watching a lot of videos from any one channel this week. I just been watching a bunch of different things, and to be honest, I've been a little bit lazy this week because we've been going to all these festivals and different farms. I hadn't gotten a lot of time to do like YouTube-y stuff as much as I normally do, so I said, Claire's what I said. I said Claire? That's what I said. I said, Claire? You got to shout it out.
Shout it out.
From the rooftops. from the vales and valleys.
I will sound my barbaric yaps all over the roofs of the world.
What?
It's a quote we had to learn in school.
What is that from?
I don't remember.
No, ask them. What's the quote? Or just say it again.
I will sound my barbaric yap over the roofs of the world.
I don't know this, but it sounds to me like that's either got to be the Iliad or the Odyssey.
No, it's not. I don't remember what it is, but I just remember thinking it was really dumb.
Barbaric yops.
So our channel shout out is 180 degrees from average. They actually came to come see us, and they have a really cute baby. And their kids
That's
are
why
great.
she picked them.
No, that's not it. And I just really like them all because they're really great people.
And super creative and very much like-minded, and we like hanging out with them.
So go subscribe to their
Tell
channel.
them what to do.
If you go and subscribe to their channel, I will give you double the money it costs to go subscribe.
What? No, you're messing that up, honey. It's like a money-back guarantee.
It's a money back guarantee.
No, I'll give you double your money back if you don't like them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You get it?
Well, I'm
Sound
trying.
your barbaric yop.
Yeah.
No, do it. Yop!
Ah, yop!
No, it's yop!
Yup!
I know where they do a yop, though. That's in Horton Hears a Who. Yeah, the yop is at the very end. Did anybody get it?
No, nobody talked about it.
Nobody talked about it. So, okay.
Oh, it's Walt Whitman. That's why I didn't remember.
Is that the author, or what is the piece of work?
I don't know. We had to read a couple of his stuff, and I'm just going to put it out there. It wasn't my favorite.
I'd rather watch paint dry.
Well, I don't know about that.
It's pretty exciting stuff.
I'd rather cut grass with scissors.
Oh, here comes another person.
Okay, that's being a little harsh.
they're
He
turning.
has some good things. I'm just not a huge fan.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I
Taking
picked the less traveled.
The one less traveled.
Oh, it made all the difference.
Or no, we actually had that. We had to memorize that one.
And there's always got the very fertile green path, and then there's like the Y.
Yeah.
So, okay.
It's from Dead Poet Society.
Song of Myself is what he says. Bumblebee Junction says.
Ah.
All right, so now, quick thing. We're not going to take long on this at all, but for those of you guys who like the Thrive Life stuff, there's a super big sale going on tonight and then tomorrow, and that's it. And a lot of stuff is up for sale at 50% off. So if you like the stuff, it's a good time to go check it out. There's a link down below.
And if you don't, you're going to regret it.
When you have to pay full price.
Yeah. And I mean, it's the best stuff ever, so why wouldn't you want it? And I eat it, so of course you would want it.
Here comes somebody else.
Sorry, that was really bad.
Oh, there we go. Will we get a wave back? No.
No, she was a bit spicy.
She's trying to get home to watch the Big Family Homestead live stream.
She's like, oh, I gotta go.
I'm gonna be late. So, okay. What is the best advice or wisdom you have ever gotten?
Are you asking me?
Well, you will, but I'm giving them a chance to start typing. What's the best advice or wisdom? Oh, wow. Hold on. I got to turn this around. The sunset is starting to be awesome. Pretty cool.
What's the best advice I've ever gotten?
What is the best advice or bit of wisdom you have ever gotten? And that goes for you guys too. See if anybody's typing. Nobody? Nobody? Anybody typing? Alrighty. Okay. That isn't
about religion, it's about a relationship.
Amen. And oh, wait, pause. You gotta wait. Yeah. They're slowing down. Like, what is going on here? Oh, they're stopping. They're over by our van.
Gotta make sure they don't break in.
Oh, I'll watch them. I'll set the alarm thing off if they. Anyway, has anybody got other advice, Claire?
Yes. Life is mandatory, misery is optional.
That's awesome.
Just because you can do a thing does not always make it the right thing to do.
I love that one.
My grandma used to tell me, don't believe anything you hear and only half of what you see.
Whoa, how true that needs to be today.
Don't let your mouth cash checks. Your
Your
rear
rear end
can
cannot
cash.
pay.
Buy it.
Wow.
Buy it only if you have the money. Trust your gut. Don't give up. Think before you speak.
Oh.
Best wisdom. Seek God.
Oh.
Be prepared and call ways faithful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
My
know,
my brother told me when I was 17 that boys don't like girls who swear.
who swear. Well, actually, there's different traits and qualities that go along with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you have any wisdom or advice that you were ever given?
Give it up and stop running.
Where'd you get that one?
Amy. She's my mentor.
You mean running away from God?
Yeah, pretty much.
Give it up and stop running. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Or just there's one it wasn't anybody in my life, but it was something I read, and it was you were never meant to carry this beyond the cross. That
That's
one
good.
has probably impacted me the most.
That is excellent. Yeah, there's one that people say, and this is not my pick, but there's one that people say all the time, and I always have a really hard time with it because I think it's not right. And they'll always say, like, when you're going through a really hard time, or you're experiencing a loss, or something really bad's happening in your life, and then the person will say, you know what, um, God won't give you more than you can handle. And first of all, that is not helpful in that situation. When somebody's really, really, really in pain, that's not helping. And number two, I can promise you that I've had to go through way more stuff than I was able to handle, but God helped me through it and didn't just leave you to it, if that makes any sense. We've always had to go through things that were way beyond our pay grade, if you will, and for whatever reason, God brings us through it, and it's zero fun, but you end up on the other side with, I don't know, more peace, more wisdom.
Mhm.
You know, a friend of mine, and this okay. This is just a rabbit trail. This is Brad because we've had a long week, guys, and it's been a rough week, and a lot of things have happened, and so I tend to get introspective after those things, like the instant that they happen, and you kind of calm down and you get away from the situation. And I've had a chance to be pretty introspective about stuff like that. And my buddy, who will remain nameless, he and his wife had a baby, and because the doctor made some mistakes, and it was provable that the doctor made mistakes. It's not just blaming. The baby died pretty much in the birth canal because he got the umbilical wrapped around the baby's neck, and he didn't get it out in time. And because of the situation with the doctors and lawyers and the way they were all fighting this thing out, they basically kept the baby alive in a vegetative state. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and they brought a hospice, well, not a hospice nurse, a live-in nurse there at his house. And this is, I'm telling you, this is one of the hardest things I ever did. And I felt for months and months and months I didn't go see him, and he was my friend, and I just couldn't piece together the words to say, because what a horrible, hellish thing. In advice like God won't give you more than you can handle doesn't work in a situation like that. And I'm embarrassed to say I didn't go and see him very often, and I learned from it. But when things were all said and done, and then they finally let the baby pass, and the legal crap happened, and everything happened, I ended up chatting with him, and I was trying to apologize, because I just said, dude, I didn't know what to say, man. I know your guts are getting torn out of you, and anything I say is going to be stupid, and I just didn't want to, be an idiot and make it worse. And what he said was really helpful, but also hurt me, stung me bad, still does. He just said, It would have been better if you had come. Say anything. Just come and weep with us. And that stuck with me forever because I picked the wrong path. Not wanting to mess things up ultimately messed things up way worse than I could have said anything. Anyway, I don't know. Sorry. Let's lighten the mood. We're sitting in a cemetery, for crying out loud. This should be fun. Cue the Michael Jackson music. Dun, dun, Thriller. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, let's talk about something a little bit lighter. I apologize for my moment of
mood and gloom.
Yeah. Anyway, something a little bit brighter. Claire is now a senior in high school for the term coming up.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And we are now officially shopping for colleges.
Yay!
Not so yay.
Yeah, I think it's yay.
Well, take the people who may not have gone through it recently or have not gone through it at all. What's it like today?
It's terrible, pretty much. You can hold that. So
you do your thing.
I've never done this before, obviously, but I am very lucky to have a lot of friends that are older and people that I respect and care about that have just recently gone through it, and they are going through the process of, okay, I'm about to leave for college, and this is the process on how to get your applications in and your ACT, SAT, and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just really crazy because I never thought that I'd need any of that. As a young girl, I never thought about college until recently, because I was trying to think, what do I want to do with my life? I'm about to graduate, I'm not going to live at home forever. And so it's been hard trying to find what I wanted to do, and that process was really difficult. And I think the process of finding colleges is difficult too, because I want to find a place that's close enough to home where I can visit, but also far enough to where you're, becoming independent, becoming an adult, and learning what it means to provide for yourself and
be fruitful.
Yeah, be fruitful, because, I'm not going to be by myself forever, and you want to grow, I guess, add branches and just continue with that. And then trying to decide, okay, do I want to go to a 2-year first and then live at home, or do I want to go to a 4-year and not have to worry with transferring credits? And that's really hard. We're actually going on a visit next weekend the 31st. We're going to go to one, and then next month,
they'll wave for sure. No, you didn't see.
Next month we're going on one, and then there's one in October. That's the one that I'm really hoping just works out.
M. Jones, are you looking at Bible colleges or regular ones?
I'm looking for the 4-year. I've been looking strictly Bible colleges, but they're very expensive. That's the one thing that is very tricky. So the one I found is very affordable, and they stay true to what we believe in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to find like a biblical college that's not just like, oh yeah, we're Christ followers and then we're partying and going hard on the weekends. And
well, let's just say it. Oh my gosh. No, continue, sorry.
And so I'm really looking forward to the school. It was between 2 Bible colleges that I wanted to look at, but the one, it was just really, really expensive and pretty far away. So I'm looking at this one that we'll visit in October, and then I'm looking at 2 2-year colleges, and so those are the 3 I'm looking at.
Okay.
So the 2-year ones, I could live at home, and I could commute. I mean, they do have housing, but it really just depends. I don't know. I haven't really decided, do I want to use the housing, because it's not that much more expensive, and 2 years are pretty cheap.
So. Whitetail Hollow Acres is asking about Liberty. Liberty is an excellent school, but Liberty is a very costly school.
I have a friend going to Liberty.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
And the thing is this, guys, if you don't know us, we don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
We help out when we can, if we can, as much as we can. But the reality is that she's got to get scholarships and she's got to work.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't even pay for one semester.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It just really stinks. And I don't know if I would say limits well, it does limit your choices, but also there's a lot of schools that the bang for the buck is just not there.
Yeah.
You're paying for something that is not going to actually help you in life.
It's more quantity over quality. And that's why I've been really picky in trying to find a school. Because, yeah, I could go to any podunk school anywhere. I mean, I have decent grades.
Mm-hmm.
So I could go not to any Ivy League. I wouldn't want to go there anyway. But I could go pretty much wherever I wanted to go. But it's not about that. It's about being wise financially and being wise with the resources that we have and just what's best for me. And do I want to go to a 4-year school?
Well, and here's something that Grim per 6942 brought up is college is not for everybody, and I agree with that 100%. I'm actually very much in the school of Mike Rowe. If you've seen his Dirty Jobs shows, he's been doing this thing now where he's promoting actually scholarships for people that want to work and do blue collar work, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think it's great, as a matter of fact. The only thing is that for some areas where you're going to want to work, you can't just go to a tech school because they just don't. You won't get a job.
Yeah, and so if I want to, what I want to do, I want to be an elementary school teacher eventually.
Yeah. And
so,
there are gatekeepers involved with that.
Yeah, I can't just be like, yeah, I'm smart enough to do this. I mean, how hard is it to teach preschool? I mean, that sounds really bad. I mean,
what are they going to do? They're just drooling.
No, I worked with a preschool teacher this past year, and she's extremely smart, and she does a lot with the kids. She teaches them basically their ABCs, their numbers, and how to start to learn how to read. And so that can be challenging, but I think preschool is one of those things where you don't necessarily need a degree.
It's not hard to teach what blue is.
Yeah, but
this is blue.
When you get into reading,
who can say blue?
And math and all of that, then I can understand why you would.
This one's red. Who can say red?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the other side to that is that since she wants to go to be an elementary school teacher, there's a whole extra load of crap they're going to make her learn that is absolute just gobbledygook, and it's not going to apply. It's all these professors that think that they're smarter than everybody else in the world. I mean, look at the Common Core nonsense.
Yeah.
Try looking at Common Core math. It's not a good idea.
It doesn't make any sense. Trust me, I was in public school last year, and my teacher was really great about teaching the logical way to do it. However, I know what Common Core math is. I've done it before.
It's dumb.
It's dumb. I can look at a simple math problem. I can be like, this is the answer.
Done.
But as soon as they started bringing in Common Core and changing it up, that's when I suffered. My education suffered because of it.
I think it's raining.
I think it was just the wind knocking the rain off the trees.
Okay, Joe.
If it starts to rain, though, we're gonna have to run.
Well, and it's actually getting kind of dark, so we're gonna try. Well, anyway, colleges. It's getting tough, but we're gonna cut short tonight, I think, guys. The main thing that I wanted to talk about, we're going to talk about next week. It's start getting hard copies of important books, documents, anything that's online. You really, really need to start considering getting it in a physical copy, and I'll explain why, because it's a big deal.
It is raining.
It is raining.
Yeah.
For our patrons, thank you. You guys are making this happen. We're very grateful. There's links down below for all this stuff, and we will try like crazy to get a website up for the meetup, so that way you can sign in and say, hey, I'm coming, or I'm bringing this, or I'm bringing that, because there's going to be free camping involved if you want it.
Yeah. No, just bring your campers, bring tents, and camp out. Bring your families. It's really so much fun. We come on the Saturday, just because we have animals and stuff that we have to take care of.
But we make sure we get to hang out with everybody.
Yeah.
And we bring ATVs.
Yeah, that's fun. Last year, it was a little bit muddy, but it was...
Oh, mud's fun.
Mudding.
Mud is fun.
Yes, it is.
So anyway, for those of you who know us, you know that we are a believing family. We trust Jesus for everything. And so I'm going to say just a couple quick words. So if that's not for you, honestly, we're grateful that you're here, and you can come on back next week. We don't want to be pushing anything on anybody, and we don't want to make it sound like you must receive, because that's not how God works. He doesn't cram it down your throat and beat you over the head with it. So goodbye to those who are heading out, and for those who are staying here, um, I'll be honest, I've been struggling a lot today, and yesterday. And the scripture that keeps coming into my mind is the whole parable of the prodigal son. And you know the pieces, you know the players in it. The basic story obviously is the prodigal son. He's tired of working at home, doesn't want to do it anymore, wants to go out and party, wants to live the life, and he leaves his father and his brother and takes half of everything they have. He takes his inheritance. He goes off, wastes all his money, wine, women, and song, barely ends up living, you know, basically trying to get food away from pigs in order to just survive. And then he finally decides, maybe if I go home, my dad will let me back in. Maybe he'll just let me be a servant. Maybe he'll let me be the lowest of the low. And then he comes back, and one of the most powerful things for me in that story is that the father was watching. He was watching the horizon. He was waiting. He was always, day after day, watching and looking for his son, hoping that he would come back. And then when he finally sees him, scriptures say that he runs to his son. Not only is he expectant and waiting and hopeful that he will come back, he runs to his son. And after that,
they celebrate.
He's treated like a king, and the brother doesn't get it. The brother's upset because the brother's like, I've always been here. I was always faithful to you, Dad, and you never, ever, ever did any of this for me. And yet he's done all this garbage, and you can forgive him and bring him back in. That parable is a heavy one, because I think in my life now I have been in each one of those main character roles. I've been the prodigal son, getting forgiveness that I just flat out don't deserve. I've been the brother, ticked off. Why does that one get that? Why does that one, I mean, I'm working just as hard, or we're working harder. Why do I have to get nothing and see those other ones blessed? And lately I've been the father. I don't know how I'm going to play that role, but I know it's happening. It's raining, guys. I'm going to say a quick prayer, and just think about that. Where would you be in that parable? What character would you be? Would you be able to extend forgiveness that's way beyond deserved? I've been every part of that story now, and I'm here to tell you that no matter what, no matter where you've been, no matter who you are, no matter what you think you've done, your Father in heaven wants you to come home. He doesn't care what you've done. All of that's been taken care of and handled when we receive Christ. When we accept him and bring him in, those things are gone. The transgressions are erased. Chew on that. Father God, we thank you so much, and we love you. I don't know what all these folks are going through. I don't know most of them. I don't know what they're doing in their stages of life. I don't know what they think of you or what their relationship is. And so I would just ask, God, that you would show everybody tonight how much you love them, that you are that father that's eagerly waiting for the son to come home, the daughter to come home, to forgive those sins, that you would run to me, you would run to them. you would rejoice and celebrate. Help everyone to see that you're not a God that hates. You're a God that absolutely wants his children to come home. We love you, Jesus, and we thank you so very much for everything you've done for us. Help me to be more like you today. Amen. Well, guys, it's officially dark, so we're going to say goodnight.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye, buddy.
Hope you find your dad.
Yeah. Where's the X on this? There it is.